Hello, all you hardcores. We're joined by Big Max from Scarborough. How are you doing, Max?
It's not Big Max from Scarborough, it's Big Max from Luton.
Are you a Luton lad now, Max?
Yeah, I live there now.
Are you on Tommy and Robinson's manor?
Actually, he lives literally 800 yards away from me.
Yeah. What do you think to it down there, Max?
I'll be very careful what I say on here. It's very diverse. It's sort of a different world in its own. Yeah, it's 60%. I think it's 60% Asian, which I'm not against. But it's like almost you're a foreigner in your own town, if that makes sense. Or like, does that make sense? Almost, you know. Yeah. So, I mean, without sounding too derogatory, yeah, it's a different world, if that makes sense. Everyone stares at you down here as well. It's a bit weird. Oh, you wouldn't like it, Russ. You wouldn't like it, Russ. You would be getting in trouble with everyone. So if someone stares at you, you'd be like, what are you looking at?
How are you anyway, Max? Are you all right?
I'm good, mate. Remember you in that snooker all that time.
Hey?
Just remember you in that snooker all that time when I was with you.
Yeah, well, if you're plotting well, people are going to stand and watch. I don't mind that. But when I miss one and they're staring, I think...
You were getting annoyed. You were getting annoyed because I was snookering you. You're like, Max, just get on with it.
I bet Big Ron's been slagging me.
Big Ron, is he?
Big Ron.
Since when?
Big Ron's been saying that he's going to have a word with me because I'm looking for my Big Ron hat. He's running around in a fight zone now, saying he's putting shit shows on. Yeah, I can't find my fight zone one. I think it's at a factory, but we'll put Dennis's Fight Academy on. Who's he got signed to them now? Dave Allen.
He's got. I mean, you know what? He's got some decent signings at the minute. I think he's got Ryan Farg. He's got Connor Butler. Bantam lightweight. No, the same division as Sonny Edwards. So Ryan Farg, yeah. Marcel Braithwaite, both British level. You've got Connor Butler. He's really good. Connor Butler. He's good to watch. Yeah, and Brendan Needham in Sheffield. So he's got a few decent ones. So yeah.
I remember when Dennis was telling me that you were going to put Liam in with some top American at one point when he got into IVF rankings, and I used to believe everything he said then, but you know, you get used to it, don't you? You will eventually. You become prone to. It's not like when Eddie Hearn, somebody has to go at him now. It bounces off him, doesn't it? Because he's 13, 14 years down the line. It's like some gentleman, I don't know who you are, but I pinned your comment up, but Cameron's blocking you now. I don't mind you having a pop, but come on and have a debate on Zoom. Because this is no good me saying, listen, if you've got a problem with me or my channel or my guess what we say, come on Zoom. Nobody ever wants to do that. Nobody. So what's the point in you even commenting? Because they're just going to get removed because it's vileness. I don't mind a debate, but not if you're going to go vile. And it's the same way me, it bounces off me, and I like it does Eddie. It's no good me saying Eddie and his Morris wig can't punch for toffee. That won't even change his day, would it? One iota.
No.
But it's the same with me. You get thick skin towards it, you know. So they're just wasting the time, aren't they? But if you've got to grow up, if you want to grow up here, come on, and we'll talk properly. We'll talk about arsons and what else do we want to talk about? Crack. Yeah, I know about things like that. Arson. I know what arson is, the word arson. I know what crack cocaine is. You want to talk on here about that? We can talk about that because it's all in past, isn't it? Donkeys, decades ago. Boring. It's a boring story, Max, isn't it?
Yeah. You must get that. I mean, like, even you say one thing about drugs, about theories. The emails come flooding in.
What?
When you say something derogatory about John Fury or like one of them lot, all the emails come flooding in.
It's time consuming, mate, to go through it all. You can't imagine. Well, you've seen it, haven't you, first time when you've been up, you've seen it go through. And it's a two-man job now. Now it's looking like they're going to get a moderator to do it all because there's that much traffic coming through. Can't get through it all. Can't get no done. You know, I'm getting in at this time instead of 2 o'clock. It's nearly 6, isn't it? You know what I mean? Gradually, it's got higher because, you know, they go at 2, don't they? I don't. I mean, they were 3, then 4, now it's nearly 6. It reminds me, you know, this VAR. I did a video. It should be out this week on this VAR. You know, years ago, football matches, there were 45 minutes for an half. In first half, you'd get a minute, wouldn't you? Second half, they'd let you have 3 minutes, wouldn't they? So you're looking at 4 extra minutes in the match. 5 would be a miracle, wouldn't it? Now, they're playing like 97, 98 minutes. Sorry, they're playing 8 minutes over, and it's 7, 8 minutes over, and then in second half, 7, 8. It's like 298s. What's that? It's like 16 minutes too long. It's like a third of an half, innit? This is why Gary Neville keeps going on about all these goals that they scored. Premier League's guaranteeing 2.97 goals a game and all this knacker. Yeah. It used to be a lot less than that because they're playing more minutes. And these people, they're influencing. Gary Neville is influencing fans, agents, managers, the game in itself. He's influencing them, like Bean and John Rawlings and Eddie Hills and Bricktop and all them. They're trying to have influence over the establishment, you know, the boxing establishment board and all that. And it's same with football. It all starts from the commentators, doesn't it? It starts from the commentators, Max. If we've got Bean saying, oh, that's out of order, that's a bad stoppage by Howard Foster and and Nick Orlin, there'll be some trouble now, and all this from the backlash and all that. George Groves never threw a punch back when Frotch went after him with 16, 17 punches, slumped in Howard Foster's arms, kept him in hospital all night with a concussion. Nick Orlin doesn't know all this, though, does he? He just goes, oh, bad stoppage. And then it narrates, and then Eddie and then play their little parts. Like, well, don't say out to Howard Foster, and let's keep it out of the press about the concussion, and we'll build it all up. That's all they're doing with football. But he's hammering that Nunes. Did you see it yesterday? Nunes created 4 half chances that were he weren't even there. Right? They weren't half chances. Klopp even said. So he made it so there were half chances, didn't he, Nunes, and didn't score from them. But on the 5th one, he passed it to Salah, didn't he, in assist. And they're going on about his goal scoring. He's a winger, converted winger, and like Henry. It takes
something like that.
But anyway, that VAR, these people like Gary Neville and Bean, they're influencing generations of people. This VAR should be stopped. You know, this VAR, all it's done is make the games longer, right? And because there's stop, start every time there's a VAR situation. There's now a referee and then a team of people in the studio watching it. It's a mess. Are you telling me football isn't a mess? Well, league. Hang on a minute. They've got 2 leagues. One for like Premier League, and then there's another league where they say, well, this is what points they should have had if that VAR decision. Well, what's going on here?
I mean, the thing is, Russ, the VAR. What I find right, and I speak to a lot of mates regarding this, is that, you know, when they do the offside and it's like a fingertip off or something, or they have to like say, oh yeah, it's a fingertip off, that goal doesn't count.
How could that linesman have flagged for that? His eyes aren't that good. He's just chancing it and hoping that VAR will get him out of it. Why do we even need a linesman now? We don't even need a linesman, do we? Why?
Yeah.
Referees, how many officials is there now? You know, when I played for a prison team for 2 years down here, prison centre.
Yeah.
We only at home games though. 2 years, there were no linesmen. There was just a ref, that old Albert, whatever he were called, HMP Donkey Trass. That were it. That were it, mate. Just a ref and that really control everything. You don't need all these people putting spoken. Why can't we go back to if the referee got it right or wrong, if it were a pen. And then we can have a debate after, can't we?
It's the debate. It's the debate, isn't it? That's what we miss. We like,
yeah, but what they're doing now, and we're partly responsible for this as well in the boxing industry, for scrutinising everything, every single little thing. Even Jota, right? Ian Wright said, "Does Jota? Oh, is that where we're at now? Strikers preferring a penalty instead of just tapping ball into net." Ian Wright, do you seriously think that Jota's just going to jump on floor for nothing, for no wrong with him, and balls there to be put in net? Are they out of their minds? Are they just doing it for clickbaiting or to have a debate because there's nothing else to talk about? They stripped that game bare on social media last night, and I was talking to my mate about it, and he says, "It's just like what you do." I said, "Is it?" I said, "Well, that's bad, isn't it, if it is?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do I give a... No?
No. When have you ever given a toss?
Max, you know what I say, don't you? I'm not being big-headed or anything. I'm not hardest man in the world. If anybody's got a problem, everybody knows where I'm at, don't they, Max? You know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where I'm at. Here every day, 7 days, bills to pay. Stop by any time for a cuppa.
See what happens to you.
Nobody wants to stop.
Cup of cold piss thrown over you.
Yeah. We've never got no milk in fridge. If you're gonna come, bring some milk and some penguins. Get me good books then. And I'll leave you alone. Right, let's get on to boxing then, now that we've had a moan about Liverpool being top of the league, 5 points clear as City, and better goal difference. Pop, pop, man. Big John Fury, big fighting man, in the ring or on the hard road. Pop, pop, bang, MI5, are not watching me from the moon now. No, they're watching me from House Abbott Road. Right, Big John's making out that he don't know what's going on in Tyson's head and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Listen, first things first, whenever he opens his mouth, do you know what I do, Max? I don't believe what he says, and I don't think there's a problem. I don't think there's a problem. He's trying to make out there is an issue to get in Usyk's head because, see, with Usyk, you see, you've got to be a little bit more cunning, haven't you? But do you know what I'd do? I wouldn't try all these head games and that. I'd just train my arse off, and then you know, don't you? You have a look back on your camp and you say, you look in mirror and you say, did I train hard? And then if you did and you get beat, you tip your hat, don't you? Well, they can't do that, can they? They have to do it on their terms. So what they've done, they wheeled old Captain Chaos out, aren't they, to make out there's chinks in camp. Do you seriously think there's chinks in camp when they're having it off with all that money? Do you think Big John's going to fucking have that? He ain't going to have that, is he? So
no.
I look at it like this. Oh, he says, I don't believe him anyway. So that's I just have to go through that. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's telling the truth, because the man can't lie straight in bed, can he? So I personally don't believe. I think they've just gone hard at way. And I think Tyson's probably said, because Tyson's a bit more cunning than father, isn't it? He's probably said, here, Dad, why don't we make out that we fell out and you're out the circle? You can take care of things back at home, and I'll do the training out here, and you can come to at 5. You watch. But I might be wrong. I'm not usually wrong with that, though, am
I? No. Tell me, Russ, how many posts has Usyk done since, I don't know, last month? And look how many Tyson's done.
None.
Yeah. Because Usyk's that type of person who'll say, right, goes to the missus or whoever, have my phone, and I'm going to lock myself in a dungeon.
Usyk, yeah, exactly. Hey, Dave Allen's been in camp with him. He'll tell you. Well, he probably told you, didn't he, when you were out in Malta with Dave?
Yeah.
Told you, he lives. It's a barn and he sleeps on straw, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
What is all that about? I bet when Dave got there, they were like, "Oh, this is not. What's that hotel Dennis always puts them in? Abyss. This is not the Abyss or the Rutland."
But this is what I mean. There's the difference. And Usyk is what? Look, we've seen it. He's got all the money that he's ever dreamed of. He's happy, right? He just wants legacy. That's all he wants. You can tell that. And he's humble. Look how he carries himself off. He carries himself off like a champion. how a proper champion is. He doesn't shout, he doesn't bawl, he's very humble, and that's it.
It's kids humble as well. I wish my kids were humble like that. Usyk gives his kid a 15 quid toy for Christmas and they're emotional. I give that to my kids and they're like, what's that? Take it back. No. Take it back, it's nicked anyway.
Then what do you do?
I say, okay, I'll take it back. Then they go, no, I just think Usyk's a proper bloke, isn't he, Matt? I think he is. A proper bloke. And I think he'll run rings around Tyson personally. I think he's there for taking. I wasn't thinking that before Ngannou fight. And I wasn't thinking that with Wilder. You can only go on what they say. Unless we're in the camp and see everything, we don't know, do we? You don't know what I mean, Wilder's trainer don't know what he's doing outside of boxing. He could be shoving all sorts down his neck or up his nose, couldn't he? I would.
I mean, just look at the Wilder fight with Parker. You would never thought of that happened before those Tyson Fury fights. Look at the Wilder, and because that must have taken, something out of them both, Wilder and Fury. It's taken something out of the pair of them, those fights. Now look at what Wilder, he looked like maybe a shot fighter mixed with inactivity, and that's what we're starting to see with Tyson, I think.
Yeah.
Riddick
Bowe, he was finished at 28 after third Holyfield fight. Riddick Bowe, right. 28, beat Holyfield twice out of 3 fights.
Yeah.
He spent then at 28. Fraser Clark only just turned pro and he's 33 in this year, Fraser Clark, this summer. 7-0 or 8-0, 33-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just shows you where they're at, doesn't it? But Riddick Bowe, he was finished at that age, and I don't know. What do you think?
Do you know what I think is like, it's only so much you can keep putting on weight, taking off weight, and in a Ngannou fight, it's probably a mixture of he didn't take it seriously. He was carrying too much weight, and he's going to think, right, this is a wake up call if I wanted ready for Usyk. Usyk, you look at him, he keeps himself 6 weeks ready. 6 weeks ready, and that's it. He doesn't really put on any weight. He keeps himself to a minimum. It's sort of like how Froch is. Keeps himself to a minimum. He's fit when he goes into camp, Froch. Usyk's the same. He's fit when he goes into camp. You get what I'm saying? So the same sort of mentality.
Froch camp 4 pound over.
And he probably goes zeppy at that and goes mad at that. Oh, Christ, I need to get 4 pound off.
2 weeks ago, bang out weight.
I'll
tell you, and then we'll tell you that because he'd spar them in last spars and be on weight, and they'd be 15 stoners. Bob Ashley say Flex Ingle, they'll tell you that fight week. Frotcher's the only one that's bang on weight. Everybody else, Groves, Manchester Wayne. I goes, Groves has just walked in. He went, God, he looks gaunt. Groves walked in. Like that, mate, it took £10 off. The day before, £10 a lot, innit? And he were like, watch that down straight. Because Frotcher's bang on weight. Listen, your job is to be on weight. It's your job, innit? If you're not on weight, you're not doing your job, are you? If you're a taxi driver, Max, and you say, right, go pick Fred up from Crown and Anchor at 8 o'clock, you're going, no problem. You roll up at 9 o'clock, Fred's gone in another taxi, mate. You're not doing your job. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Do your job. Your green book, I don't know what it says in that license you've got, but it tells you, and everybody Dennis used to sign, they read it all, it tells you what you have to do. Don't you? You have to keep yourself fit and be ready at all times. Not just, book me a fight in 3 months so I can blow up now for 3 months and then start the camp in 3 months. You can't do that as a professional. You don't see 100-meter sprinters blowing up, do you, between each race, do you?
No, you don't.
Off season. Well, when we're training, the doctor said, you know what? Let's go out and have 10 cans and a big pizza. They don't do that, do they? So why the boxers?
Have you noticed there's mainly the heavyweights do it, though?
Yeah, because they don't have to make weight.
exactly. Yeah.
There's other people that blow. Ricky Hatton used to blow up to 14, 15 stone constantly.
They caught up with him though. It caught up with him even before, I think, the Mayweather fight. Before that, he blew up, and it's just caught up with him. And
It's
so
caught
much
up
your body
now, isn't it? Because people are like not booking him, are they, for them evening whips? They're like, oh, it's the same old jokes, and it's like become a bit of a Ricky. It's become boring now. These evenings with Ricky Fatton, same old jokes, boring. Mayweather flogged you, Manny Pacquiao flogged you, Mike Tyson. If you caught him in bed with your missus, you took him in. Oh, boring. What?
Say what you think, Russ.
What are you gonna do, Ricky? What are you gonna do? When you see me, you look away. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing like rest of you in boxing. Just talk about me. What? I'm all right. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do to me that I won't do to him? Same weight, aren't we? He might be heavier than me. I'm 12 Clem, I get stuck well into him. Blowing out his ass after 5 minutes.
Oh God.
Have you heard up from Big Malk?
Oh yeah, I saw him at Exchange. I'm all right with Big Balk.
You're Big Malk mates now that you're a cop.
Look, Russ, I don't mind him, you know. He's grown on me.
Snake in the grass.
No, I'm not. I'm not a snake in the grass. I don't mind him. The one thing I have an issue with him when he goes on a bit of the racial front sometimes, and he does plug on the race stuff, which annoys me. But normally, and you agree with me on this, normally his opinions are 90% there. What he says.
Well, it's not hard, bro. It's not hard, is it? To see where any of this lot are coming from. And he's been around it a lot longer than me, and it's Big Malk.
Yeah.
So he'll have them all weighed up, Malk. But is Chisora going to come back? Yes or no?
Of course he is. Can't help himself. Can't help himself, Russ. I mean, do you want to see it? He'll come against
he won this
Junior
year.
Farr.
Derek Chisora's 42 next year. Can somebody save him from himself? Well, that's what it needs, isn't it? Have you heard him talk? God, I feel sorry for him, do you? Have you actually heard him talk?
Does he actually need the money?
I don't know. We all need dough, don't we? But I just think that he's served British boxing well, Derek Chisora, and he should not risk his health. Look, banter aside, why should he risk his health? Does he think that promoters care about him? They don't care about him. When they're saying, actually, I get all right with Derek Chisora, he's all right, you know, he's a bit of an ample when Eddie's coming out with stuff like that. Look, Eddie, you don't care for any boxers. None. Not even Joshua. You don't care. All right? You don't care. You would have put Joshua in with Wilder if money were right, Eddie. And got off that one by skin of the teeth. But it is what it is, Maxie, isn't it? It's what's going on here?
Well, it is what it isn't.
It is what it isn't. So what do you eat then down there, Max? Pie and mash and liquor like Mark Tibbs, jelly deals.
Well, Tibbo. I saw Tibbo at York Hall. He had a fighter called Joe Bartwell on. Really good.
Pro.
Yeah. It was awesome.
You go down to watch?
Yeah. I went there.
Would you go in?
It was well, no, actually, I was just checking because the sound guys with Fight Zone needs to help with something, so I went down there and just sat in and watched. Yeah, so just went.
Is that rate tall geezer?
Yeah.
I've had a drink with him I'll tell you what, I had a drink with him. Me, him, Dennis. We went to a watch of Steve Lillis, and it was, I forget the game. Dean Saunders or some played up front for him.
Yeah.
Is it Ashton? Out Manchester. Right. It's a non-league.
Ashton Online.
Something like that. I think it might have been them. Yeah, something like that. We went. I thought it were all right. Dean Saunders were in director's box. I went up to him and showed him, "You're that Dean Saunders, aren't you? Give me a selfie." He looked right hot and bothered. So, do you know what? I've gone off him now. I'm a Liverpool fan, but sometimes, when you get to meet them, they're not. I can understand his lad were playing front, but your lad, he can't play. He's shite. Dean Saunders could play, though. British transfer record, wasn't it, at one point, years ago?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But he can play, but his lad can't play. Like Crusher Ben, ain't Nigel. Chris Eubank Jr., ain't Chris Eubank Sr. It's just how it is, but yeah. So what do you reckon then, Max? What do you reckon to this February the 3rd, Crusher Ben? Carry on.
Right, do you know what I'm getting sick of? IFL putting out, will Crusher Ben win a world title? The word is no. Christ.
Do people actually comment on that?
Yeah, and idiots like me arguing with other people. Because
people actually arguing. Well, this is how I look at it, and this is what you have to start saying to these people, Max, right? This is what you have to say. Has he won an area belt? No, in fact, let's go right to the beginning. There's not 6 belts, there's 7. Has he won a Masters belt? No. Has he won an area, an English, a Commonwealth, or a British? No. Has he won a European? No. Has he challenged for a world? No. So he ain't got a belt. So how can he go from down here? It's like somebody saying to a go-karter. These go-karters that go to Cadwell Park and Brands Hatch and stuff like that. They go from that, then they go into something else, then they go to Formula 3000, don't they, and all that.
Yeah.
Well, a go-karter, say he's 18, 17, so we're going to put you in Formula 3000. They're not going to give him keys to a Formula 1 car, are they? And say, listen, forget Formula 3000, Formula 2 and all that. Listen, we want you to break Schumacher's record. It ain't going to be done, is it? Because you've not done all the hard work in between on the hard road. Have you, like Big John Fury, Big Titty Man on hard road? Don't have they? So how on earth can Crusher Ben even be in the mix? All right, then, if he wins a welterweight title, fair enough. Who does he beat at welterweight? Does he beat Crawford? No. Does he beat Charlo at 154?
No.
Does he beat the 160 champion? No. Does he even beat Golovkin at 160? No. Does he beat the 168 guy, David Benavidez? No. But he's saying he spars super middleweights like John Ryder. Well done if you spar John Ryder. Well done. But Connor, when you sparred John Ryder, you were already telling people you were 175, and White Ryder would have probably been about that 180, 185. Fair enough, but that's not like you're going out fighting at 147 and then going to that. You've already been out running around this weight for 18 months. I personally don't think he can do 147. I don't think he can do it. And I think it'll have a massive impact on his career if he does, because he hasn't been at that weight for a long time, has he?
Well, the first thing he's got to do, he's got to actually prove his innocence. Where is it? Sick to death of it. It's getting boring, to be honest. You know what I mean? Look, stop talking about fights. Get this, border control license meeting done. Show the 270 paid dossier. You know what I mean? Simon Jordan, why are you licking him up? I just don't get it. It's just like, I think he's innocent. No, let's see it then. What you know what I mean? All these secret meetings. Look, grow up. Don't want to hear the fighting. Just prove your innocence. Stick to death of it. It's boring. Wriggling out of it.
Well, it's been 18 months now since first test, hasn't
it? Good enough. It's the second test is, or the second lot's down the River Thames with Dillian Whites.
Well, what nobody's mentioning at the moment, Maxie, is this. What if there's a third test that he fails? Then what? Pop,
bang. Well, they haven't announced it.
What if Flex has a 4th from the Ingle gym at Winkerbank, a gym that he don't own? All right. What then? Are they going to hand that gym in? Or have they already handed gym? Is that gym been handed in, do you know? Because people keep asking me if they've handed keys back because they're not training fighters there. So what are they doing? Have you just dietitian stuff? Because that's not for community if you're lining your pockets, is it? Just a question for your Boxing King media. Can you ask Flex that? If they're going to hand gym in to get keys to somebody else. Killer Khan says he'll take that gym on. and he'll do it free for kids. So, all right, he's not going to just sitting in that gym, lining his pockets, telling people to eat celery all day and walk around in a bodybuilder, in one of them bodybuilding body warmer things. Am I harsh on Plex there? Yeah.
Flex isn't that bad, is he?
Max, crawl out of Flex's underpants.
Oh no, yeah,
Are you, Max, trying to worm your way in now for a fight and that? Are you trying to pick at Dave Allen?
No, I'm not.
Dave Allen.
No. Look, right, let's look at Flex. Let's look at it realistically. Right. Right, okay, let's look at Flex, right? The one thing I sort of maybe don't think he's as good
Oh,
as.
Flex on pads. Did you see him on pads?
Yeah, I did see.
Put it on your screen, Max. Put it on video.
I know I'm on my phone.
You know what, Max? You know you. Circle again, Max. You're right, coward. Max, you're right, coward. You go. If Flex put it on you at a show, you'd be in bits, Max. You would be.
Right, Dean White did, and I didn't fail then. I didn't fold then.
Here we are. I've got it here. Hang on a minute. Is this it? Connors. Oh no, that's not him. Hang on a minute. Look at the fucking stuff I've been sent here. Hang on a minute. It's got to be on here. I've got it on here somewhere. Flex on the pads. You can see he's a powerful lump, like, but let's have it right. We're talking Flex here. Oh, I think it's been took. Hang on. Oh, we've got him. Does anybody want to see Dominic Ingle, a former amateur star from Winkerbank, Norton 1, none by way of? This is him. Hang on a minute. I'll forward this to. Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Max, hang on a minute.
You can see it then.
Hang on a minute. Can't fucking. Shit, hang on a minute. What is that? Why is he leaning on his front leg? I can't watch it anymore, Max. It's embarrassing. Max, why are you leaning? Why are you leaning on your front leg? I'm not a boxing trainer, but why is all your weight on your front leg? I don't get that. That's just the basic stuff, isn't it? You want to have him training somebody to drink beer in a pub, would you?
Yeah, but then, for God's
if you're not, stop picking gloves up. We're not pads. It's all right for Julian to it because he can do seminars on that, can't they? People like that and Robin Reed. But Flex, just stick to being the nutrition guy. That's all he needs to do, isn't it? Get him in shape. If he gets him in shape, gets him eating right, and that's because he'll have that from in him from being a bodybuilder routine. Get that routine into him, and the rest.
I was about to say that because one thing Flex does well, he gets fighters. Every fighter he's had, they get into weigh-in shape. They're there on the money.
There is strengths. There is strengths. So all this about him doing a Misfits and that. Look, he's been a singer. He's been he was in a group, wasn't he? He's wrote a song. We're looking for Fast Car Eddie. He obviously likes music. He's got a cookbook out, so now he probably wants to have a fight. He wants to put people like me that say, Flex, you know, in your debut amateur fight, you were like, oh, beer after 10 seconds. So you need to put that right and go and fight somebody like Big John Fury in a Misfit show. Or me. I'll fight you, Flex. Me.
Or Killer Khan.
Or Killer would probably beat him, wouldn't Killer? He'd be too much Killer for Flex. Yeah, it'd be too much for him. They'll be mates this time next year. They'll be all right, man. They fell out all the time, haven't they? But yeah, I'll fight you, Flex, on a Misfits if Callert's ref and Nisset's ring card girl.
Oh God.
Poor Flex. He's getting it from both barrels, isn't he? Hey?
Wow.
That's what happens, though, isn't it? Who's going to want to train with Flex if his besties with a copper? Well, am I alone
Well,
saying that? Everybody knows. Everybody knows. What do you think that a copper's off duty or something? Do you think that a copper
I
will say
always
to
have an opinion of
Facebook to another
police.
copper? Does a copper, if he sees something illegal, does he say something to another copper? Because if he don't, he's breaking law as well. Coppers infiltrating boxing, and you've got Kinahan at the top of the pile. They can't arrest him. Why is that? Why can't they arrest him? Why? Because you know me, I don't believe what I'm told. Is he giving people in? Is he putting people in? Kinahan.
Well, you don't
Hey,
know.
Kinahan, are
You
you
might
putting
be.
people in? It's a simple question because if they can get Bin Laden, right? They got Bin Laden, didn't they? Don't forget. Oh, what other one they got? Saddam. They got him, didn't
Yeah.
they? They
Yeah.
got Saddam, they got Bin Laden, they got Hitler, John Gotti, Paul Castellano, all them, like Al Capone, but they can't get him. Why is that? He's out here, and they know where he is. This is why what's she called, the Irish woman who was on his case. She won't let it
Yeah.
go, will she? So he's
No.
putting people in because his team around him. Right, listen. You can't tell me I don't know law, Max. I've been around it
Yeah.
since I was.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. Yeah.
Been through the system. Are you telling me all these who are locked up from his team, his firm, they're picking them off one at a time, aren't they? Why is that? Why ain't he getting picked off? Why ain't he getting picked off? I'm
You
just
got to
curious.
ask the question.
Well, he's obviously got no criminal record, according to Sam Jones, and that he's an innocent man. Well, he must be an innocent man then, surely, because they'd have arrested him, wouldn't they? Or were he a copper all along? Because this baffles me how somebody can be on the toes this long in full view of all the agencies. Am I right? FBI, Special Task Force, Interpol, MI5, proper MI5. Not just them that are watching John Fury from the moon. So all that's going on behind the scenes, and they can't even get him in for questioning. I'm not having it, Max. And
No.
everybody around him, all them boxers, they all know. But whenever you're going looked after, nobody's going to say a word, are they? Who's going to say
No.
a word?
No
Who's
one.
going to say out? Nobody's going to
No.
say out, are they? Nobody was said no about Savile, did they? Because it was biggest show in country on a Saturday night, wasn't it, for views? And everybody they all got some free grasses off back of that, didn't they? All them involved with putting it on. But they all knew what were going on, didn't they? And with top of pops. But nobody wanted to say it because they look at it like it's none of their business. I'm all right, Jack. But I'm just asking a simple question. Why have you not been arrested, Daniel Kinahan? Why not? Why have you not been arrested? You must be that slick. It's unbelievable. Or your lawyers must be that good. I don't know, but I'm just curious why you're not been arrested. Simple question. I bet IFL are not going to ask you that, are they? Or Boxing Social, or Boxing King Media, or Boxing News. None of them will answer that. Will Sam Jones ask him? I said, Daniel, have you been putting people in to stay out this long? I'm asking a question. Simple.
Scam Jones never asked that.
Listen, it's a very simple question for somebody who's got no criminal record. Why would he be flustered and bothered about a small little YouTuber like me? He shouldn't be bothered about that, should he?
No.
Why? Why?
No.
Because when everybody around them are all getting looked after, fantastic, innit? But not everybody's getting looked after now, are they? So we're going to see, aren't we, down the line what happens with them. But I don't know. Okay, then, Max, I'll say this to you. In 20 years, if he's still not locked up and this is still going on in 20 years, what then? What would you think then, Max? Do you think I were right? I'd be right?
Well, all the time you're giving information, feeding the pony, there would be a peso. It's always apparent, isn't it? So, but the only thing,
cake, don't you, Max? The layer cake. He's at the top of the pile, isn't he?
yeah. So if you look,
you don't even think about shit here.
yeah, but he's out in what, Dubai, wherever he is at the minute. He can't come back here, can he? So until
I live out there, man, out there with all that sand. I don't want to live